1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. As one of the best, if not the best, film critic on this entire platform, I strive to find the best stories ever, and particularly the ones that give me the best cinematic experience. And what I mean by that is the cinematography, the dialogue between the characters, and generally how the whole story is represented. In my God of War Ragnarok video that came out almost a year ago, I talked about how the medium of games has changed drastically in terms of storytelling. They started treating these AAA games like a big budget movie. They bring these charismatic actors and actresses that genuinely care about the characters they've been given, and I adore these game directors that truly protect these stories from anything that could come along and ruin it.
Joel, please get up.
Oh shit. And for me, it's a plus, because all I care about is the story these days. Not a gamer anymore. I'm just gay. And trust me, it's a long story. You don't want to hear it. But the story you should listen to is the story of Spider-Man 2 came out a week ago, and I decided to watch all the cutscenes and judge it as a movie, which was hard to do due to the fact that most of the dialogues were happening during the gameplay. But regardless, we started the game with the same type of intro that God of War Ragnarok gave us, and here we are, staring at a big capsule that carried something that most Marvel fans would know as a symbiote. Norman Osborn walks into the lab and places his hand on his son's shoulder to comfort him. Harry turns to his dad with a look of despair on his face and says, "If it doesn't work, take me out." Norman Osborn somehow commands the remaining symbiote that's attached to him to attack Harry and consume him. And before you know it, Harry's placed in the capsule, just like what we left off with the first game. We move to the present day, a day where you're obligated to drop a like and subscribe, because it's a present day. No. Here we are in Brooklyn's Vision Academy, where Miles goes to, and all of a sudden, the principal introduces a new substitute physics teacher, and it's Peter Parker, or you can call him Mr. Peter. And from what I've noticed is that they've added in that playful, wholesome, fun type of writing that you'd probably find in almost all the Spider-Man movies. And don't forget about that Kevin MacLeod background music. Can't live without it. Throwing Sandman at us at the beginning was a weird move by the director, because what makes Sandman interesting for me is his background story and how his daughter struggled with an unknown illness in the Spider-Man 3. But in this game, they turned him into a quick little obstacle to get rid of. And I personally think it's a horrible idea on the director and the writer's end, because normally a character like Sandman would be hard to accept if it wasn't sympathized with. But I have to acknowledge that he is not the most important villain, and there's bigger obstacles for Miles and Peter to face, and that is Venom. I actually felt the sense of scale in this movie, using these wide shots and medium shots that really showed the beauty of the city of New York. You can tell that they weren't going for this grounded look in terms of filming these scenes, but I guess it worked for them, because Marvel's approach, whoever worked on this project, had some sort of influence from the Marvel movies, and it is to kind of disconnect the camera from the reality of the city and basically make it virtual. And duh, it is a virtual camera, but it's about the feeling. Unlike the God of War Ragnarok approach, in which was to make every scene interconnected and smooth. And to be fair, the Spider-Man 2 game did the same thing in the beginning. To be fair, the Spider-Man 2 game did the same thing with one scene in the beginning after Miles and Peter defeated Sandman. I think it was a decent attempt at making this transition seamless and smooth, and not use the harsh cut to transition from Miles to Peter. And I saw a couple of shots in this movie / game, not a lot of them, that gave me goosebumps. As soon as I took a glimpse at these shots, I laid back, knowing in the back of my head, it's gonna be a good ride. I mean, look at this David Fincher-esque type of shot. Oh, baby, that looks yummy. What I've struggled a little to accept in this movie, I'm gonna treat it like a movie, was the performance capture specifically. I feel that they made a big mistake in choosing MJ, Peter, and Miles' new look. Like, their faces don't make sense. Like, imagine my face on Miles. You guys probably go, if you don't get your Serena Williams looking ass out of here. And in comparison to the Last of Us game, the performances didn't move me whatsoever. And I actually think that the cleaning up process was a big contributing factor in lessening the effect of the scenes and how emotional they were. because there's only so much you could do as an actor in a performance capture studio. The animators will have to either take these performances and polish them and take them to a level where they look above average and pleasing to the eye and okay, or go all in and treat the cutscenes like a movie. But in their defense, hope it's the last time, they perfectly balance between telling a story and letting the player enjoy the game. And I don't blame them for that. It's just a little nerd in me just got hurt when I didn't get moved by these scenes. Except Craven. Craven looked really good. His face expressions were more prominent than the other characters. The thing that I became aware of with AAA games is that you are more flexible to tell a full story in the growth of the characters you're writing. And with Spider-Man 2, we've seen both Miles and Peter grow as people and as heroes, and the people around them too. Miles learned how to forgive, and Peter learned how to not take all the responsibilities on his shoulder. And it's a double-edged sword when you try to tell a Spider-Man story, and it could be applied to every story out there. When you try to keep peeling off the layers and you try to constantly educate the people about the character to the point it gets boring, but at the same time it's a good thing for the gamers. But story-wise, Peter doesn't have that much to explore that hasn't been explored previously, as far as I know, and I don't know a lot. And when I say a lot, there were a lot of symbiotes in this movie/game. I didn't expect them to bring Scream into the conversation. I thought they were just gonna do a final boss fight with Venom and that'll be it, but they just have to pull it off and surprise us. In the wings, Venom number 5? At this point, you just want to flex on us, Insomniac. Venom looked horrifying and disgusting in a good way. And thank you for not shying away from a little bit of a cannibalistic activities. But again, the thing that took all this Spider-Man atmosphere type of storytelling away is that all these events weren't grand. They weren't grand in the sense of the whole world, or at least the New York citizens' reaction to these events. When they give us the final form of Venom and letting him loose into the city, breaking bones and destroying buildings left and right, and while that was happening, no one was there. Just a little band that disappeared as soon as they got jumped by Venom. No news reporters, no store owners, no citizens. They just evacuated the city that fast. With all the cops and the SWAT teams, I didn't feel the whole world shake. And I'm pretty sure if we got invaded by symbiotes, everybody would start talking about it, including Joe Rogan. And I get it, they've gone with everyone in the city turned into a symbiote, blah, blah, blah. But it just didn't work with me.
When we went mini golfing for my birthday and I got that
You
hole in
wanna
my
shut
win.
this motherfucker up? He's annoying. In conclusion, I think Insomniac did a great job in telling a decent story with an amazing group of actors and actresses. It was a Spider-Man story that got ingested with steroids. That's why they brought our girl Abby. Yay, let's go, Abby. They lost me with the bad face models, but you know, it is what it is. And according to the post-credit scenes, they're probably planning on making a third one, and it would probably be about the one and only Green Goblin. And here's what I think. Why not? Asking why not is a good question. And I'm gonna ask it again. Why not watch this video where I tell you how useless TV shows are and movies are better? Get a little closer. Don't take it serious. You can watch whatever you want. You're an adult, so watch whatever you want to watch. But just watch this video.